Hey, welcome everyone. We
Whoa.
gotta fix Roy here.
Yeah.
There he
Oh,
is. Oh, there we
there.
go. Beautiful. All right, we are live from wonderful Tinley Park, just south of Chicago. Roy, go ahead and give me a sound check.
Check. Here I am talking
Yeah, you're
from
talking.
Oakland, California.
Oakland Oracle in the house. Welcome everyone to the QuadR Wrestling Report, episode 21. Can you believe it, Roy? And quite the
Wow. That's
journey.
not even counting Sunday Sudden Victory.
Or all of our beta episodes. You know what I forgot? Got a hat. Look at me, I look bald.
Oof.
Hold on.
What? The CIA already downloaded it. Well, welcome everyone. While Ralph goes and procures a hat, I'll tell a story about this week. I had jury duty.
Oh,
So I had jury duty this week, Ralph,
nice.
and the trial was supposed to be 4 weeks long. And they said if anyone has already purchased tickets for a vacation, you are dismissed. And I was like, wait a second. I have already purchased tickets to the NCAA Wrestling Championships.
Hmm.
I showed them that and I was dismissed from the jury.
Nice. I had that same experience. So jury duty, big, huge room, never get called, right? And then they call my number, go up to the room. All right. And then they call numbers again to fill out the jury, right? And so they don't call me, right? And I'm flying out the next day to pick up my mother-in-law to drive her up from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, I don't have to, whatever. And so they get out there and they say, like, the first question of the potential jurors is like, do any of you have family members in law enforcement? A few people raise their hand. The defense, like, I'd like to dismiss. And then this one lady gets up, and then they refill those seats. Then this lady gets up and she's like, and they read off all the witnesses. And this lady's like, I don't have any family in law enforcement, but if that many cops said that guy did it, he did it. And like, so the judge is like, well, you're just dismissed, ma'am. And then they call my number, right? It goes this whole rigmarole. I sit down, and then they're like, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm flying to Texas tomorrow. And the judge is like, does anyone have a problem with that? And he's like, you're dismissed. If you got an excuse, right, make plans if you get jury duty, just in
Great.
case you,
We just always have plans.
right. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, good. Welcome, everyone. Wrapped up the regular season, so we thought that we would spend this time with a little bit of professional wrestling. So we'll talk a little RAF. Also, we've got some ranking series to talk about as well. Next week, we're going to have a huge award show so that we can hand out our regular season's awards. We're not going to say exactly what the awards are yet, but you can be sure they'll be not just all standard type awards for sure. And if you got any ideas on awards that you'd like to see handed out, go ahead and drop us a line at the QuadR podcast at gmail.com. Or you want to give us a quick open and then we'll get rolling?
All right. Welcome to the QuadR Wrestling Report. I'm the Oakland Oracle, Roy Nyberg, along with my co-host and brother, Ralph Nyberg. We aim to keep our finger on the pulse of you, the wrestling community. We have shows Wednesdays, 5:30 California time, 8:30 Eastern time, and Sunday Sudden Victory, which is also 5:30 California time, 8:30 Eastern time. You
On
can find us
Sunday.
on Sunday. Yeah, you can find us on X. We stream live on X and YouTube, and to a lesser extent, you can find our clips on TikTok. If you find one, let us know.
Right. People are having a hard time finding us on TikTok. Apparently, like, it's a pay-to-play type environment.
Hmm.
My little QuadR mic. Ah, there we go.
Oh, perfect.
Now we got the in play. All right, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get rolling. So we'll start off as we always do at 125 with the quote of the week. And we'll move on to Raf. Raf's got a huge card coming up, so that's exciting. Kind of recap the matchups for Raf. Talk got the Michigan beat, so we've got some things happening in D2, some things happening in women's wrestling. Got Cali, 165 is medical forfeit to do with a skin condition, undisclosed skin condition.
Mm-hmm.
In hockey, it's a lower body injury.
Right.
174, we're going to recap the undefeated wrestlers because a little bit of change to that list. So I'm sure that Cornell Kevin has updated it to reflect that. And then 184, 197, also healthy scratches, getting ready for postseason. And then we'll wrap things up at 285. Everyone's favorite, the best of social. So quote of the week. All right, Roy, why don't you go ahead and do this one?
This is from Steve Mako, Olympian wrestler for Iowa and for Oklahoma State. Quote, I didn't do nothing. This is in reference to his match at the NCAAs when he was wrestling um, somebody from Iowa State. Bobby Douglas was coaching, and Steve Mako did an armbar that the referee ruled an illegal move. For
Now,
his
Mako has a reputation.
Mako does have a reputation for being a rough guy who likes to brawl. Has got a brawling style. We'll say that. And when somebody does an illegal move and the referee calls a point, there's always a question of whether that person can continue. Because if that person decides to end the match then and there, then it's technically um, a loss for the guy who did the illegal move. So Mako would have lost if the guy had decided not to continue. But Bobby Douglas, rest in peace. But this was one of his finest, or I don't know, finest, but it's a very shared anecdote that he told his wrestler to keep wrestling. Let's keep it honorable. Go out there, win or lose, do your best.
Yeah, but he only wrestled for one more second. Like he was
Yep.
actually really hurt.
He was.
Yeah. So they blew the whistle 1 second, and then he medical forfeited out of the match.
I didn't know that part of the
Yeah.
story.
So the guy was actually hurt. But yeah, it's 1 second. I don't know. It's but yeah, no. Again, we see this in combat sports from time to time. And somebody taking the easy way out, or I don't even know if it's called the easy way out. Sometimes people are legitimately hurt, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to be in their head, but um, I guess it's one of those game knows game type of things, and wanted to let Steve Mako have his chance at an NCAA type. But very cool. And again, uh, rest in peace, Bobby Douglas. So, all right, what do we got here? So, RAF 7. So this isn't the RAF we're going to talk about in detail yet, but this is the RAF 7 announced another big time matchup. So it was last week we talked about Kyle Dake versus Parker Keckheisen, and now we have
Mm-hmm.
Taz Snyder also on the card in Tampa, Florida on March 28th. So another interesting because both of these wrestlers have wouldn't say that either of them is on a upward trajectory at the moment, right?
Right.
I mean, I think that they both have something to prove here. Buchanan's sucking up a lot of the fan interest at that weight right now in the U.S. And I would say winner gets Buchanan. Right?
If Buchanan wins.
Oh, yes, that's true. Oh, yeah, they gave him a hard opponent.
Yeah, he does not have a
Yeah,
cakewalk.
got a
But
silver medalist.
right. So Snyder, he said that he only wanted to wrestle really, really good guys. So he's not a DH who's trying to get a few more years of paydays.
Right.
He's still thinking about 2028 competing for gold. So I'm glad he's on RAF. It was a question of whether he was ever going to do it. Um,
Yeah,
so
no.
I'm happy.
Yeah, defending world champion against a previous world champion, Olympic champion, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you can't ask for a whole lot more in a matchmaking scenario than that right there. So that's very cool. But what we have this weekend, we have RAF 6, headlined by Udo and Faber, and Take Me Down, win $1,000 versus Armin Rukin, so of MMA lineage. We also have Carr Jenkins, Andrew Lear as Meredith, Buchanan against the silver medalist Machuris Shafeli, call it that. Lidecker, who just had a lot of success overseas, right? So Young against Guzman, uh, Takazanov O'Toole, Patty Wick, Valencia versus the Egyptian Prince Sebi, Mendez Henderson, Oliver Bartlett, and then Guida taking on Muggsy.
Yeah.
Bull Junk Muggsy. I'm not sure how that all goes, but anyway, we got the Carpenter versus the Junk in the so good mix of stunt matches, competitive matches, legacy matches. So I mean, Raf always delivers. I mean, I don't really even doesn't matter what this looks like right here. If you go to the show, if you watch the show, you're gonna enjoy the time that you spent. I mean, always seems to come through. Um, so I thought we'd preview some of these top matchups of interest. So first one I kind of highlighted and did my due diligence of research here is Andrew Alirez versus Bryce Meredith. Alirez is the 2023 NCAA Division I national champion. You guys remember that? Defeated Rio Woods in the final. Two-time U.S. senior national champion in freestyle. And I thought was probably close to the front runner for the Olympic team. He didn't end up closing that deal. Zane Rutherford ended up representing at that weight, but he looked really good at the U.S. Open. And and then he kind of came back to college, had nerve injury, shoulder, something going on. Don't really know what happened there. Did not have a spectacular showing in his senior campaign over at Northern Colorado, and then kind of haven't seen much of him since. So
Right.
don't know where he's at, but Bryce Meredith, three-time Division I All-American, two-time finalist, has moved on to MMA, has a 7-1 pro MMA record. So interesting. I feel Alirez is healthy. He's a much more credentialed wrestler than Bryce Meredith, and has shown to
In
be very
freestyle.
be a very competitive freestyle athlete for sure.
Right.
So Alirez, healthy, motivated, trained Alirez, probably takes this as a tech fall, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see because Alirs hasn't wrestled in a while. This is
Right. Makes
the
Raf interesting.
unofficial. This is the unofficial Mountain West Championship. We got University of Northern Colorado versus Wyoming.
Yeah.
Bryce Meredith, he beat Yanni Giacomohalis, right, at
Yeah.
CKLV.
I think you're right. Yeah.
One of the few people that beat him in college. So he's definitely no slouch as a wrestler, two-time finalist, and he's not 40 years old. I don't know how old he is, but he's probably, you know, around 30, maybe a little younger.
Yeah. Right.
So this I'm excited about this match. It could be either way. I think Alirez, if he's at the same form when he was winning the U.S. National Championship, you're right that it would be a tech. Like his ceiling seems higher.
Right.
His proven ceiling, not his potential ceiling.
Mhm.
And we'll see where he's at. This is really interesting for me because Meredith is fighting. He's in shape.
No, he's a legit guy. Yeah. He's a competitor. Yeah, hard nosed wrestler. And so, yeah, no, that's what makes it so compelling. That's what's so great
Yeah,
about, like, I mean, this could come out and be like a 10-0, 30-second tech or something, but like in terms of like matchmaking and compelling and desire to watch, I mean, Rafis does a really good job of like creating,
yeah.
things that you want to see. And that's excellent. All right. So, very good. Hey, we'll do our picks at the end, our team picks. All right. Why don't you go ahead and start this one off, Roy?
All right. We got Keegan O'Toole of Missouri fame and AWA fame. He was a Division One national champion, I think more than once, right?
Yeah, two-time D1 champ.
Two-time D1 champ, junior world champion, under 23 world champion. Had a pretty gnarly injury that I think required some surgery after
Mhm.
his last match senior year in college. So he's another one that we haven't seen competitively on the mat since then. But he's been an assistant coach at Missouri, so presumably he's still wrestling and rolling around. And obviously, he's a U23 world champion and junior world champion. Lots of freestyle experience as well. Versus Sal Kazanov. Let's see. World champion, bronze medalist, uh, multiple world silver medals.
I don't even know what that meant. I just kept it there because
Okay,
that's
that's
Grok
kind of
talking to you,
overrated.
right? That's an AI thing.
All right.
Four-time European
Five-time.
champion, world
Yeah.
bronze, multiple world silver medals. I think that's like multiple seconds in like ranking series or something.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, maybe.
So basically, this is a tough test to come back from not wrestling for a while to come back to this. And I think me, I'm not in Keegan O'Toole's head, but if he does really well here, he's probably thinking about making a run for 2028. And if he doesn't, maybe he's like, yeah, being an assistant coach is a pretty good gig than
Yeah,
doing rap. So we'll see. Because it sounded like he was pretty done after his senior year.
yeah.
He
Every
had a
interview I
really,
heard, he sounded
yeah.
cooked. Like he's like, yeah, it's gonna take 6 months for this knee to be right. And what do I want to do? Go ruin it again? Like it was like, and but yeah. Sakazanov wrestled James Green. So I would
Okay.
say that like Keegan O'Toole is probably like a 74 kilogram guy, right?
Okay.
He's in there with Messenbrink and Carr. Sakazanov is probably more like a natural 70, you know? So I say Keegan has
Hmm.
and Sakazanov beat James Green on tiebreakers, right? So he's like a controlled match guy, not going to go
Yeah.
out and like try, or criteria, I should say, not tiebreakers. Anyway, he beat James Green on criteria. He's smaller than O'Toole, but I don't expect a super exciting match unless Keegan can get him down and then cradle and roll or whatever he needs to do, like gets him back. So I think Sakazanov's going to want to wrestle a pretty controlled, uh, you know, one takedown flurry at the end type of match. But
Yeah.
yeah, super interested to see like where Keegan's at, and whether or not he's going to be in that picture with Carr and with Messenbrink and competing for world teams, or if this is yeah, my wife needs new brakes on her car type of situation. Really hard to say, but again, like I said, Raf does that thing where it's just you're super excited to find out and see what happens, right? Um, Buchanan, they seem to be like really rushing to the top here. So Steve
Yeah.
Buchanan, he won his ranking series, won his match in RAF against the let's say the ageless
Yoel
Cuban
Romero.
sensation Yoel Romero. Um, but he's NCAA Division One champion. He's in like the hottest RTC out there, Hawkeye Wrestling Club, out there destroying people today in Albania. So he tech falls Yazdani, and they're like, "All right, here's your 2024 Paris silver medalist
Yep.
and world champion, bronze, three-time European champion, match Savelli. I don't know. Anyway, super tough opponent. This is really going to be it's a super interesting match. I don't think I mean certainly
Yeah.
it's a heavyweight match. Both these guys are going to be full feed. They're in the unlimited division. I'd say they're probably both 97 kilo guys, right?
Yeah.
So even though they're wrestling unlimited, so again, super excited to see what happens. I don't think that it really says that much about Buchanan if he just loses a close match here, except that he's got to learn how to win freestyle matches. But if he wins this match, then I think that he's like starting to look like the favorite to represent USA at 97 kilograms. So, I mean, Schneider's still a tough hill to climb. We'll see how he looks against Tezadinov, but uh, yeah, crazy excited to see what happens here.
Yeah. Buchanan is one of the most interesting stories in USA wrestling right now. Just for whatever reason, it seemed like he was a folk style wrestler, like his style. And I have my theory is that AJ Ferrari always had his number, and when he finally got past that, he
Yeah,
like just reached whole new levels.
unlock the level, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Like for me, it's like similar to like Real Woods, right? I mean, Real Woods was never like in the street in freestyle, really, right? He was just doing his
Right,
folk style career, and then he gets into a good camp, gets over to Cliff Keen, and he's like world bronze in a weight that we hardly ever have a hard time qualifying.
yeah.
So pretty interesting. Yeah, but then again, another exciting, like who knows what's going to happen type matchup. And then roll right into this one. Go ahead, Roy.
All right. Bo Bartlett versus Jordan Oliver. Bo Bartlett, formerly of Penn State, three-time All-American, junior world bronze, so he's done some freestyle. Jordan Oliver, two-time Division One national champion, lost a very controversial NCAA finals to Logan Stieber.
Yep.
Kind of reviewed the takedown rules, but anyway, um, he was Olympic team trials champion. I think that the weight wasn't qualified that year, so he went through all that trouble to
Yeah.
make his team, and then he went to the last chance qualifier, and I think he came one match short of qualifying the weight for
I
us.
just remember he lost to Poland. I remember. Mm-hmm.
So he's been the guy that's always been this close to being on uh, the Olympic team. He's been around a long time. You don't have the years here, but he's been in the scene and relevant for a long time. He also has 2 wins over Real Woods in Real American Freestyle. He's kind of becoming this likable heel by just in the first match. He kind of I mean, he really executed his game plan of keeping the match close and then scoring at the end. And everyone was kind of like, okay, Real Woods was maybe not ready for that, but then he just did it again in the second
Right.
match. And he missed weight, so he's actually not the champ right now. It's just everything is about him is interesting to me.
Yeah.
So neither of these guys, actually, Jordan Oliver was a big scorer in college, but after those 2 Real Woods matches, I would say his reputation is now less as a scorer. But maybe he got a better training situation than his local high school this time.
Right.
And Bo Bartlett, I think he's at the New York Athletic Club.
He is
Yeah.
coaching in,
So
and
they
yeah.
traditionally had some good freestyle guys. I don't know that much more about his training situation, but we haven't seen him on the mat since he had some allegations about Penn State. At least I
Yeah, no,
haven't.
he's been in the streets a little bit. He was at the Pharaoh.
Oh, he did. That's right. He did.
Yeah. So he competes fairly consistently, I think, still. Um yeah, I mean, obviously, both these guys are like thinking about not just RAF, but they're thinking about um, world team, right? Olympics, right? I mean, Real Woods, well, obviously Bartlett's already beat him. So like that's the rep, right? And he's sitting out the final X. So I think both these guys still legitimately think they got a good shot at making the team. And with the Olympics being in LA, there's a lot of people that are going to work really, really hard to make that effort. So I'm excited for this, even though, like you said, I mean, this could come down to a push out.
It'll be a chess match. It'll be a chess
Bartlett's
match.
interesting. He has some freestyle matches where he gets going a little bit and scores. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Oliver's shown that that's a difficult task, scoring on him.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how he's all in on Raph. I mean, he's like reposting stuff and like some of the. I mean, some of
You're
it
talking about
doesn't.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan Jo. Yeah, and some of it doesn't even make sense. You got to try and
Yeah.
figure out what he's trying to say, but like he's all in. I love it. I think that like Raph's been great for Jo. Like went from like being a little lost and working out in like high school gyms to like you know beating for titles, that kind of thing. All right, very cool. So yeah, super exciting. Uh, so we're gonna go with Madness again. We're gonna make our picks
Okay.
here, and again, you can
These are
beat
the
us.
official QuadR picks.
These are the official QuadR picks, so we'll take our turn going back and forth. Uh, Go ahead and if you're not signed up for Wrestle Madness, then go ahead and get yourself signed up. Super easy. Create an account. Go to events. Here in the top, pick the open tournament, and from there you can make your predictions. Beat us. You let us know you beat us. get you a hat. So perfect. Roy, you can pick the first match.
Oh, that's too small.
Hold on.
I made it bigger on my end. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Well, I'll go easy first.
Okay.
Henry
Okay.
Cejudo versus Uriah Faber. Henry
All right.
Cejudo takes it.
All right. How bad? Oh no, that's right. We don't
Yeah,
have to pick that. Yeah.
yeah, we don't have to pick that. Yeah.
All right. I'll stay easy. There isn't any universe, dimension, or anything else where Bubba Jenkins got anything for David Carr. So go ahead and give me David Carr.
Yeah. All right. Scroll down a little bit. Okay, we didn't talk about this match, but I think Kadik versus Evan Wick is very interesting. Um,
Yeah.
Evan Wick is trying to be that guy. He's trying to make the Olympic team. I think Kadik is just going to be too slick for him. So I'm going to go with Kadik to beat Evan Wick.
Hey, yeah. Wick's going to be in shape. Wicks is he's a Final X guy, right? He's a former RAF champion, so he's still doing his thing. So he's still in shape. But Cotty is a world level guy for sure. All right. I've just never seen Muggsy be competitive in a wrestling match in my entire life. So give me the Carpenter at age 43
Okay.
to beat Muggsy Bull Junk.
Um, so Chad Mendez is a former finalist. Benson Henderson is basically like a jiu-jitsu guy, right?
Yeah, but Mendez lost to
He lost to
Chandler.
what's his
Chandler. Chandler.
name? Michael Chandler,
Mm-hmm.
who was like a real wrestler.
Yeah, D1 guy, Missouri. I think All American.
So I'm going to go Chad Mendez over Benson Henderson.
Yeah, Mendez is a finalist.
Right.
Got he got Jaggered in the finals. I don't think he's very. Yeah, if you're in the finals against Jaggers, you're probably losing.
Yeah.
Cradle incoming. All right. So, man, let's see. Give me Everest Lidecker. Super impressed with how she did overseas. Now she didn't have a Japanese girl in her weight class, but she won the thing, and they don't seem to be. They keep grabbing the foreign female talent from Ecuador and Mexico. Uh, when they start going to like Japan and Ukraine and Mongolia, then I think we'll get some little bit more interesting matchups. But I think they're kind of building these American athletes in a boxing type of style.
Right. Well, it is a long flight.
Mm-hmm. It is a long flight.
Okay. Are there any go through? Oh, we got to do this one too. Sarukian versus Pulis.
Yeah.
Um, Give me Sarukian. I think he will take him down.
He wants his $1,000.
Right.
That'd be great if you walked out with that sign.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do with these guys for sure. All right. Any more like giveaways? Yeah. I think Zahid bounces back against the Egyptian prince,
Mm,
Mohammed Sibi. I don't think that's going to be an overly competitive uh, match. Now it gets trickier.
okay. Now these are like the matchups.
Competitive, right?
Hmm. I'm a believer in Buchanan. So I'm
Okay.
going to take Buchanan over Macharashvili. It's
Yeah.
going to be a tough match. That is definitely no slouch they put him up against, but
Yeah.
I think we can take it.
All right. Super legit. I'm behind rooting for Stephen Buchanan for sure. Um, man, give me Bartlett.
Really?
Yeah, he's got 11 years of age and he knows the close match. I think that like I think Bartlett I think Bartlett takes him down early and then uh and fights. Give me Bo Bartlett.
Okay. But that's exactly what JO wants. But okay, that's
right?
fair. Hmm. Um, okay, between Andrew Alirez and Bryce Meredith, the Mountain West unofficial championship. I like how Andrew Alirez has like no
Yeah,
bio.
I was just gonna say that he's like parts unknown.
Where has he been? But I don't think he would have signed up for this if he wasn't ready. So I'm going to go with Andrew Alirez.
All right, that's fair. But again, might just need brakes on his car.
Yeah.
You don't know. Um, all right. Oh boy, this is quite the. I just can't get out of my head how cooked Egan sounded in those interviews after he uh,
Yeah.
hung it up. And he's looked pretty pudgy in that Missouri corner. Like, I mean, this isn't maybe the toughest weight cut for him, but like, and it's day before. But I don't know. I think Sakazano's going to take it. Just
Okay.
don't believe that
That's fair.
Keegan's heart's still in it.
Although I would say that he looked a little pudgy even when he was winning NCAA titles.
Yeah,
He was never like the ripped guy, like, whoa, of course he's the champ.
yeah, but he's married. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I'm with you. He
it
sounded, I was
yeah,
surprised he even signed up for this.
me too. I mean, it just sounded like, ugh. And like the injury was legit. Like he was scared if it happened
Right.
again that it would affect his like life.
Right.
His ability to like do things, chase his kids around and stuff. Anyway, maybe it healed up. All right, so there you go. Sign up for Wrestle Madness. Get into the events. There's all kinds of events going on. So beyond that, there's a Big Ten championship coming up. Big Ten finals, doing a couple leagues there. Uh, NCAAs. Don't know, like I don't know if we'll do a league or not. Uh,
Well, I'm going to join for sure.
but we're gonna be, yeah, we'll be in. I don't know if we'll create our own league.
Oh, like oh, I
Yeah,
see what you mean. We should have an official QuadR like in the big league. But we can talk about that later.
yeah. All right. So super cool. I mean, I'm always pumped for RAF, but I mean, wish they would have pared it down to like 9 or 10. Like 12 is a big number for bouts, but hey, it's still winter, so gotta chill out at home.
Well, it could still change, man. It's RAF.
Yeah, it is RAF. It did change, right? Um,
The
yeah,
Alirez is new.
Henderson is a replacement.
Uh,
I don't remember who Mendez was up against, but that was a replacement. All right. So we had some international competition today, right? Um,
mhm.
so ranking series event, uh, notable. Spencer Lee took first at 57 kilograms with 4 techs. So Spencer seems to be rounding into form. Interesting to see the Spencer Luke Lilladall battle this year and see if it gets any closer by 28 or not. Spencer's handled Luke pretty handily up to this
Yep.
point. Leading Cronin, I think lost his first match. And then from Puerto Rico, Cruz won one match at 57. At 61 kilograms, DeSanto took third, beating NATO for fifth. Agoyev kind of ran through the bracket, so he's still good.
Yeah.
That Russian, whose head's as big as the rest of his body, but man, he's a good freaking wrestler, man. Um, but I mean, Austin's like right there, right? I mean, he's battling and like fun to see. RAF champion representing. Um, Vito's first foray into 65 kilograms. So Vito and McKenna, opposite sides. They both took third. I don't know if I watched Vito's third place match. It was against Josh from Ecuador. Can't remember, but it was he was losing like after, I mean like 5-1 or something, then came back. So um,
Right. And if
growing into the weight, I guess I'll say.
Right, right. And if you're wondering, there's two people take third, right? Because there's no fourth.
Right. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then 70 kilograms, Talentelio took second, and Gomez like got carried off on a stretcher. I don't know any more than that.
Yeah, yeah.
So he got knocked out in his first match. They woke him up, and then he won, and then got knocked out again against Palantalio, which they're teammates. They're both Cliff Keen,
Right.
so they're used to battling in the room, I'm sure. And but then, yeah, it was like I don't know. They said it was like minor contact. That's how um, Files described it. But um, and yeah, and then Gomez they carted him out on a stretcher. So hopefully Austin Gomez is healthy or recovers from his injury. Obviously, he's had a long history of concussions, retired from the sport due to concussions at one point in time. So uh,
Right.
always uh, scary whenever you see Austin Gomez get a head injury. But I will say
Right.
Austin Gomez gets head injuries a lot. It is a part of his wrestling life. 74 kilograms, Monday, took third. Kind of cool. He's still hanging out there and competing. And then at 86 kilograms, Dake took fourth. Did you see any Dake's wrestling?
I didn't. He's still growing into this weight, right?
Yeah, so he lost to the Russian kid who's like the next thing. And then
Yeah.
in his I watched his fourth place match. And it was a typical like Dake got a Dake got a shot clock point. Dake didn't get a shot clock, and then they gave up a shot clock point, so it's 1-1 in the second.
Yeah.
Other guy gets a takedown, and then Dake almost takes him down at the like last second. And it's like it's kind of weird because they're watching the replay. You should watch it. It's on Flow. And like Dake's like, yeah, there it is. I took him down. It goes on for like forever, and they didn't give it to him. No control. I mean, it was super close. I mean, it wasn't control. I didn't think it was a takedown, but like it was like literally a half second away from being a takedown. It was like a go behind. But he looked extremely tired the entire match. I mean, Dake
Talking about
has, yeah, Dake has that look sometimes where he looks incredibly exhausted. But I don't know. I don't know what to think. Um, I would not make him the favorite to make the team at 86 kilograms, though. We have there's some chinks in the armor for Zahid as well, right? Losing to Kekheisen and not doing all that great in the ranking series. So, I mean, that's the great thing about RAF is that this Dake taking fourth makes me super excited for Dake Keckenheisen next month, right? We get to see stuff like that. So, I mean, that's like, yeah, one of the really fun things about RAF is we have that uh, out there. And so super cool in that perspective. But yeah, that's what we have so far. We got four more weights going tomorrow. Um, Pretty excited. They have Wyatt and Paris are both in the heavyweight division. I didn't like. I don't think they have brackets out for that yet. They released the bracket. Oh yeah, they do. So what do we got here?
So that's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Let's make it smaller. PDFs. So Paris got Romania and then Turkey. Yeah, so they would meet in the semis.
Yeah, if
Paris.
they meet.
Right. Yeah, they got to beat some people, right?
Right.
For sure. And the winner of that, if they keep advancing, will get Trent Hilger in the finals.
Right.
Or
All USA first through third, of course.
I don't see any Iranians. So that's good for the rest of the world. There is not an Iranian in the. There's two Indians going against each other in the first round. That's kind of like a weird draw, but okay. All right, so yeah, more wrestling tomorrow morning when you wake up. well, you'll be sleeping. So Michigan beat. Next up for Central Michigan is the MAC championships. They were not regular season champs. SIUE and Rider were the West and East MAC champions, Big Tens. Penn State won the Big Ten regular season championship, in case you didn't catch that. So that's next for Michigan and Sparty. 228. So this weekend during RAF weekend, the men's region 3 for D2 for Grand Valley, and the women are on the nationals. 2 weeks away, but they qualified, I believe, 8 weights, 8 or 9, 8 for sure. So that's exciting. The established team in 1 year. They've been around like a year. But. All right, what's up with Stanford?
Their regular season's done, so they're going to go to the ACC championships March 8th in Blacksburg, Virginia. That's Virginia Tech is hosting. Virginia Tech also went undefeated in ACC duels.
They really?
Yeah, NC State. They beat NC State. So
Wow,
NC State is ranked higher.
that's awesome.
Yeah, NC State's ranked higher, so they'd probably be the favorite going into the brackets, but brackets haven't been
Mhm.
released. Stanford actually was third, even though Pitt was ranked higher, but then they had a head-to-head duel and Stanford beat Pitt. And Pitt was in fourth, and I don't know the rest of the rankings. But yeah, so that's going to be March 8th,
I
all
mean,
day.
ACCs is like, this is probably this could be a great ACCs. You
Yeah,
think about Stanford's got some depth, you know. I mean, obviously, NC State, North Carolina's got a few wrestlers, Virginia Tech. I mean, there's some really fun and interesting matchups for that championship. I mean, obviously, the Big Tens is always, you know, packed, and Big 12
right,
should be
right.
fun this year, but the ACC is really going to have a good tournament this year. That's super
Yeah.
exciting. All right. Good luck, Stanford. All right. So the undefeated, this is Cornell Kevin. If you don't follow Cornell Kevin, you're crazy. Go follow Cornell Kevin. But lots of great insights. One of the things he does is track all of the undefeated wrestlers this year. We lost a few. So this is the regular season undefeated list. I don't know. You see that, Roy? No, you're
I have it open on my end.
okay. The 125 we're down to 2, and that's not probably going to get settled in conference season or conference tournaments, right? We got Lilladal and Seymour, which is very interesting because Seymour is the one who upset Luke Lilladal on his
Right.
4 national championships last year. At like the default for all Penn State freshman starters. 133, we got 3. Plays
Yep.
Bird and Forest. That's coming to a head at the Big Ten tournament. I
Yep.
mean, you could actually have both of them lose in the Big Ten
Yeah.
tournament.
Davino is
Vino's
a
a
real deal.
real threat. So I think Jack's Forest probably I'm pretty confident he'll win the uh, Big 12, but Big 10, I could see both those guys potentially losing for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so Vega and Mendez, I think, will probably be undefeated going to NCAAs. Oliveri's he's got a problem in front of him with Jesse Mendez, so probably lose that one. And Anich, 10-0, is he? I mean,
Yep.
is he wrestling? If he is wrestling, he's healthy. Probably gets there undefeated. Van Ness has. I don't think Shane Van Ness has ever won the Big Tens or NCAAs. I don't think so.
Nope.
So,
Right.
I mean, if history holds, then Van Ness uh, will not enter the NCAA tournament undefeated. It would not shock me if he lost the Big Ten tournament. Big Tens.
Leaving the 1 seed to who? Caleb Ty.
Our boy Caleb Tyus. He's got to win the MAC.
SIUE, man. This is like, I'm really getting into this.
It's Cougar time, baby. Let's go, Caleb. Cannon has got a tough road to hoe in the Big Ten tournament to get through that. Got Antrell, he's got BJ Duke, he's got it's loaded. Meyer Spiro will probably win the Ivy, no problem. So likely Cannon takes a loss. I think it's better than 50% based on he hasn't wrestled, may not be healthy. So
Right.
I guess that makes Meyer Shapiro your number one seed, which
Yep.
will make those who think he's the greatest wrestler to ever live very happy, and it will make others very angry. Well, we're only going to have one after the Big Ten tournament at 165 because Messenbrink and Blaze will, well, at least one will take a loss.
At least,
Right. Well, you got Caliendo out there.
yeah, yeah. That's
I
he could
mean,
win it.
right? Haynes and Rees. Rees probably good to go in the Ivies. Levi Haynes got Minto to get through.
Yep.
I think that he will probably win Big Tens, but it's certainly no guarantee.
Yeah.
Paco's got Ferrari to get through, and among others.
Maybe we haven't seen
Right.
Ferrari in
Right. Well, or Gabe Arnold, most interesting wrestler in the world. Uh, Josh Barr, Rocky Elam, I say probably look like they're going to be the 1-2 seeds and on a
Yep.
crash course and undefeated. And Younger and Isaac Trumbull, to me, are the class of heavyweight this year. And very well likely will be undefeated in the 1-2 seeds coming into the tournament. Anyway, thanks, Kevin. So we lost Jackson Joy, right?
Right.
And who else did we lose? I think we lost another one. The Darian Lockett.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, Peeled off the list. So I actually think for the freshmen, it's probably the freshmen, probably not a horrible thing that they take a loss, either in
Yeah.
the regular season or the tournament. Good to know you're not invincible.
Right.
But thanks again, Cornell Kevin, for tracking on that. Just some of the great content that he puts out. So next week we're going to do regular season awards, as we mentioned.
Yep.
We don't. I just wanted to throw that out there. So hopefully we'll have some fun and funny stuff. We'll have to put some effort in this week, Roy. We'll have to meet a couple times and go over the list. But
Right.
we
In
want to.
between now and then, we'll have a more dynamic name than regular season awards as well.
We'll call that a placeholder
Yeah. Yeah.
at the particular moment. So
Third title here. Yeah.
very cool. So I'm excited though. I mean, this is a nice thing. I mean, it's a great chance to reflect. We also had our high low that we did at the beginning of the year, where we
Right.
picked like who we thought was going to be uh, exceed their preseason ranking and who we thought wasn't. And so we should go back and take a look at that. And can't quite totally revisit it because it's like it was about placement in the tournament. So since the tournament hasn't happened yet, we can only kind of talk about it. All right, cool. Yeah, no wager this week. Let's just jump right into best of social. I'll go first. Uh, just want to
Which one?
highlight one of Grand Valley's star performers. Okay, so right here,
Nice.
Sabrina Noss, 4 pins in the regional championship. So pinned her way into the national championship. So pretty exciting, pretty fun. Nice to see that. I mean, we need more larger schools with lots of programs, like in Iowa or like at Grand Valley, uh, giving opportunities for women's wrestling. So that's awesome. Uh, Hold on, I got to close some windows here. All right, Roy, what do we got here? Crowds.
Crowds. Okay, so these are the top. First of all, this is from Jason Bryant. If you thought there were bigger crowds around college wrestling's biggest duels this year, you'd be right. A dozen duels topped 10,000, the most in recorded history. And they have the data here, basically. The biggest duel attendance-wise was at Bryce Jordan, number one Penn State. Put it on Ohio State. So Bryce Jordan shows up a couple times. Gallagher Iba Arena, that's Oklahoma State's home, shows up. Carver Hawkeye shows up. And then there's one, the Hilton Coliseum, when Iowa State hosted Iowa this year.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it, Penn State, Iowa, and Oklahoma State, I think, are somehow involved in every single one of the top 10.
Yeah. But I mean, Nebraska had, I think, multiple record-breaking events. More in the like the 6 to 7 thousand range and things like that. And but I will say that far and away the biggest crowd at Michigan this year was Penn State. Uh,
Yeah,
there were a lot of people there, so Penn State definitely draws them in. But when people talk about the health of the sport and things like that, when you see like the viewership for the big duels from television, and then also getting people into the arenas at the big programs, and I think wrestling's in a pretty healthy place. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
we forget that sometimes, and people tend to focus on the negative. So we don't cover a lot of high school here, obviously.
Okay,
But this was about the post from Brianna's burner, and there's every always this time of year. There's the purists who want like one division and things like that, and then like, and you have some states that have like 6 or 7 divisions, and it is a little bit absurd. You have some states
yeah,
that so you have some states that allow for multiple entries. Like in Michigan, you have multiple entries. So Lowell, often at regionals, like the top 3 kids are like from the same high school in our area, same high school that like the deans went to. Very wrestling focused, athletics focused school. But so this generally is like 2 wrestlers from the same school wrestling each other in the blood round,
yeah.
and then the idea here is that like uh, the things are too watered down and there's not enough, like too many divisions and that sort of thing. And so I don't
Well,
know
if you
where.
went to a state that where they don't allow more than one entry, it is very odd to have two people from the same school wrestling at the state tournament.
Right. And I mean, like you see people come at the college level saying, why can't we have like 2 per school? Because you have all these backups on like,
Who says that?
I
I've
don't know,
never heard that.
it's the Penn State fans, I guess, is the only people that really say that like, we should be able to enter
Well,
two
I mean, it's a
teams.
casual conversation thing to say that Penn
Right.
State's backup would be a top 10 team, which is probably true.
Hmm.
But I don't think anybody said thinks Penn State should be
Oh,
able
you'll
to.
see it. And like, why
Uh,
can't we enter two?
that's
But anyway, like I just put it out there because like generally it's like, how you get to this, how you get to the blood round? You win wrestling matches, right?
you have to lose one too.
Yeah. But I mean, like, this is an earned position. And what does it matter if they're from?
Mm, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it is odd to me being from Illinois.
Yeah. From Illinois. Yeah. I agree. It's not normal, but it's within context. TV time.
Okay, these are the numbers. We watched this duel. This is from Saturday Night Lights. Sunday's Iowa Oklahoma State duel delivered 494,000 viewers, the most watched regular season NCAA wrestling meet ever on ESPN.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, the nice thing was
great.
that it delivered,
Yeah,
right?
it was an awesome duel to
I
watch.
mean,
As much as people might have hemmed and hawed about whether that was a takedown, but I think that's just kind of interesting. And that wasn't like a number one versus number two match anyway. So
oh, yeah. And I mean,
uh,
that's all sports, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah, that's
one
awesome.
pass interference call or stuff like that. That's what you talk about at the water cooler tomorrow, right?
Right.
Like that. How can they call strike 3 on that? That was 3 inches outside, and like, you know what I mean? Like, what could have happened, right? If only that one call was changed, then the momentum swings, and then Iowa wins or whatever. I mean, that's fandom, And so I think that that's a,
Exactly.
um, but yeah, super exciting to see like uh, 500,000 people tune in, and then for the product to just really deliver, make it. I mean, fun night, and you got to think that ESPN is going to want to do more of that, right? And like maybe I don't know. I kind of like the way they had it for national duels, but like truthfully, I mean, if they take it to like ESPNU or whatever instead of Flow, you're going to get a lot more um, viewership, probably, or a lot more potential
Maybe.
people. You get more
It seems like
potential.
the formula seems to be have either Iowa, Oklahoma State, or Penn State, and ideally both.
Right.
So there's three big duels that ESPN would be very interested in.
Yeah, right. Make it happen. Let's get Oklahoma State and Penn State next year.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not sure exactly what this means. I'm sort of excited, but RAF announced that RAF is
Right.
now positioned to reach more viewers than any event in promotional history. RAF adds Fox One, which I think is like just another subscription streaming service, and Prime Video is streaming partners for upcoming cards, expanding distribution in a major way. So if they actually go to Prime, then I guess you don't have to have Fox Nation anymore,
Right.
right? Um, and then immediately people are complaining, but I want my refund. I paid for a year. But I'm holding on to my Fox Nation for now, and I will try to watch this weekend on Prime Video. And if it works, then I consider like moving
Yeah.
away from Fox Nation. But anyway, it's out there. I'm not sure what it officially means yet, but
Prime has been carrying NFL games though, right? So they have experience.
yeah, no, Prime definitely has been. I mean, they do like one like MMA. They do right. They have some NFL. I mean, yeah, they know how to do sports. Not
Okay.
worried. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about like this isn't from RAF. This is from our Saturday Night Lights.
Right. Right.
But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
true. Troll, what do we got?
Okay. So Troll.
A lot of those. Oh yeah, what did you
uh,
think of this?
yeah. So this is from Oklahoma Wrestling. They showed Kendall Cross beating Terry Brands in the 1996 Olympic trials between periods on the big screen. Um, So for those of you who don't know, Kendall Cross is an Oklahoma State alum. Terry Brands is an Iowa alum who is also currently an assistant coach at Iowa. And I thought this post had the picture of it, but in any event, they were trolling the coaches by playing their losses on the
Jumbotron.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jumbotron. I don't know. I thought it was. I feel like trolling has become like mainstream, so we don't have to say that it is in poor taste anymore.
Yeah. I didn't love it.
You didn't love it?
I just didn't think it was that funny.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I remember I was at uh I was at Iowa like wrestling camp
mhm.
right after the Olympic trials. So this is in the mid '90s, and there's a time when Dan Gable like comes in and he talks to all the campers and
Yeah.
talks about a lot of stuff, you know. And one
Hmm.
of the things he talked about was that particular best of three series because I think Terry out took him down like 7-2 or something, and and he was pretty salty about like the freestyle rules, and that was in the era when they changed the freestyle rules every 2 years anyway.
Right.
Uh, so I don't know. I just like it hit me in two different ways because it's the troll from just this past weekend, but it was also like when I was in high school, this was like the wrestling that was happening that I was aware of. And so anyway, go ahead and
Yeah.
click on split.
Yeah. So not a wrestler said he's the one. He did post a picture of the.
Yeah, I know I
Uh,
did see some
I
pictures.
saw one online too. So which one you want me? The split bird?
Split bird. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this is
So,
Pat Minio, the king of the GIF, the meme, whatever you call that. Yeah.
yeah. Allegedly, Tom Brands flipped off
Yeah.
in
No,
Oklahoma.
there was a. I did see the clip of that. I mean, it's really hard. You got to really focus in. But,
It's kind of like one of those things where they put the idea in your head and you're like, see that little guy in the video? That's Tom Brands.
yeah. Right.
Oh, it's so there. So I don't know if I believe it, but I loved this. They might
Yeah.
as well have done this, right? Except that they lost.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought like I don't know. I didn't quite get it. Like, I mean, I get it. I don't get it. I
Yeah.
guess like it could have been funnier, but I don't know. Anyway, not all humor lands for everybody, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, let's see. Um, Vito bronze. No, let's go to escape. We already talked about Vito. So this
Are you
is
skipping that?
this is from Iowa.
State championship match. Ty
Oh,
Martin looking to
Have you seen
yes,
this?
yes.
win as a
I've seen
state
this, yeah.
championship match. State championship
Right.
match. Ty Martin looking to win as a
Okay, so for
freshman
those of
for
you who are
Don
just listening,
Bosco.
the guy's getting out, but instead of getting away to get his one, he goes back into a front headlock to try and go around. And
They're sure going to get an escape here.
He is
and then
away
at the
though.
very last minute, he dives in to try and get a leg,
And they have not
which was
awarded
like the
that.
last dumb mistake because
Ty
if the
Martin
period had
championship
ended
match.
when he was in a
Ty
front
Martin
headlock, they
looking
would
to
have called the one escape. But because he dove back in, I mean, I gotta.
You're good with
It
that
like
not
breaks
being
my
an
heart.
escape? No
It breaks
loss of
my heart to say this, but this is not an escape.
no loss of control there.
I mean, you're making like a play on words because, like, by the book, like he's it, you can't get your escape until you completely disengage. So that, yeah, this is actually not an
Oh,
escape.
that's not true though. They will reward like loss of controls when guys go out of bounds
No,
and
but
they're
if
still
okay, so if the period ended when he's in a front headlock, then they would say one. But that's not when the period ends. The guy dives back in to get into his leg. I mean, it's heartbreaking because he earned the escape, but he's actually kind of, in my opinion, not the smartest move on his part. That's a nice way
all
to say
right.
that.
Should have been
Um,
smarter.
yeah. See, right? Oh man, I don't know if you're watching at the same second I'm watching, but the dive in at the last second was
Yeah.
was the
No, I
that
get
was
you.
the
What do we got? We got
SIUE.
yep, SIUE.
This is just from Cornell Kevin, and he wrote like a whole essay about
He likes to do that.
Tyus. So anyway, I'm just super excited that there's an undefeated wrestler from SIU that actually has top 10 ranked wins.
Right?
So let's go. SIUE national champ.
Yeah.
Love it.
Or just all
Maybe
American.
potential.
Where's he from? Do we know? He's gotta be an Illinois kid, right? Or
It's got to be somewhere in that essay. Or why did he write it that whole essay?
right.
No, I don't think it's in here. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably from Illinois, right?
You would think. You don't know. And then so obviously the refs have been in the news more than they probably would like to be, but I just thought this was just funny, like done. It's like whenever the baseball players go on strike and stuff like that, there's always somebody who's like, I'm done watching college wrestling until it's decided an independent third referee is on call and rules rules on challenges. It's sort of like the old
Yeah.
you know, the kid holding his breath thing, you know. Okay. I mean I agree that there needs to be some standardization and education inside the referee community, and so we have some idea about what is and what isn't a takedown and things like that. And I think that like it would help if they, you know, were more. I mean, if they shared that information more, you know, like you could see like, but I'm not gonna like quit wrestling because a ref makes a call that I don't like. And my only other one was the 500K views, just like yours. So
Okay. Well, you got to click on Gabe.
I am clicking on it. I'm getting to our guy, the most interesting man in wrestling, Gabe Arnold. What do we got?
All right, this is from Soriano's burner again.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes ranked outside the top 10 that could win a national title. This is his list. Braxton Amos, Zane Fugit, Jacob Van D, Jet Strickenberger, Jor Volk, and Carter Young. And in the comments, I added Gabe Arnold.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, Gabe's just as likely as any of these guys.
But that's an interesting concept to just pick one person at every weight who's ranked outside the top. I'd say outside the top 8. Who could win a national title? And if you hit even one of them, then you won, sure.
Well, how often does a 9 or worse seed win? Not every year.
Well, sometimes the seeds don't match up with the rankings.
Uh,
So
true.
if you went like right now, ranked outside top 8,
133
yeah,
would be like the
probably
only.
0.
133 would be the
No,
only weight because you're looking at like Ayala or something, 2-time
yeah, if
finalist.
Ayala was like playing
9.
possum all season.
Right. Oh, maybe
Right.
that toe finally heals
Don't
up.
you
Who knows?
uh, don't you forget, man, I'm a finalist.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's not going to happen. But
but
it is
maybe
a
we could even do outside the top 4, and then we
mhm.
each pick one. Anyway, we can talk about that.
Yeah. All right. And then legs.
Yeah, this is from the barn session. Just a question: when did leggings and wrestling make a comeback? And I noticed this during the Oklahoma State duel that the
Yeah.
Oklahoma State wrestlers are wearing leggings,
TJ Duke
and
also
yeah, a lot of
like
people are.
likes the tights for sure.
And interesting. Just we're a little bit on the gear beat. I noticed it. I was wondering if there's an advantage to like sliding on your knee if you're wearing leggings, or if it's just a style thing. So some reporter might have to ask David Taylor.
Yeah. Well, we'll we'll be there, man. Roy and I secured our tickets, right?
Yep.
So we're going to be in Cleveland. So maybe we'll get a chance to pose that question. Run into. So did you ever wear them?
No, I looked into getting some because I thought that like my knee pad would fit on it better, but they
Mm-hmm.
were actually kind of hard to get back then. There was no internet, so
Right.
go to the mall, and if they're not there, then you're like, well,
Mom wasn't going to sew you up a pair, so like, there you
right.
go. No leggings for you, man. Tights. What do you prefer? I like tights. Tight sounds cooler than
Um,
leggings.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it can go either
Yeah,
way. I got
it
to think
can
about
go
that.
either way for sure. Like, yeah. But Barn Session's been active, put out some good content related to the ranking series and things like that. So thank you, Barn Session, for putting in the work. I thought the Quad Pod had their best podcast this week. Pretty good, pretty dynamic, pretty interesting discussion. They're getting locked in, so that's fun. Hopefully,
Peaking at the right time.
hopefully we're all getting a little bit better as we go. For sure. All right, cool. DD.
Oh, this is just in honor of Bobby Douglas.
Oh yeah.
Iowa State posted this. Bobby Douglas, a former Olympian, world medalist, coached Cale Sanderson in when Cale Sanderson was winning his 4 titles. I believe he was on the Olympic team in the 60s, so 64 and 68. So legendary coach, legendary wrestler. Also, as a coach, won a NCAA title with Arizona State, I believe.
Yep.
Um,
So
so
yeah.
rest in.
Yes. Sad news. Right.
Yeah.
Uh, Phenomenal coach, phenomenal athlete, and you can just tell by the outpouring, in the community, like uh, what an influence he was to so many people. And yeah, rest in peace, Bobby Douglas.
The book at the Oak Park Library was called Bobby Douglas Teaches Wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I think they had 2 or 3 wrestling books, and I had read them all like 4 times,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a bunch of pictures, and it was like, there were no videos, so it was almost like a cartoon of like, here's how you
Mm-hmm.
do a duck hunt.
Right.
Like
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's right. Legacy is right, not just a wrestler, but as an educator, right? For sure. Awesome. That's all I got, Roy. Thanks, everyone. Like and subscribe. Remember, next week is the big award show. That should be a lot of fun. Been an awesome regular season. And then after that, we'll get into, I guess the week after that, we'll do our conference tourney recap predictions and that kind of thing.
right.
So, don't forget, sign up for Madness. Draft this weekend. Take us on. Other than that, have a great week, everyone. Roy, you want to take us out?
Yeah, but first, if you are listening to this show on podcast, don't forget to give us a 5-star review if you love the show. And if you don't love the show, then just don't leave a review.
Right.
So go ahead and go to the next slide.
Oh, we got another slide? We
Yeah.
do? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Wait, what am I doing?
There we
There it
go.
is.
Don't forget, toe the line in everything you do.
QuadR out. Thank you, everyone.